I'm not supposed to show you that I have weak moments. On the internet, we show such a polished version of ourselves. And especially if we are in a particular career, let's say I do therapeutic art, so I have to be in a way strong and hold space for other people and for myself too. But I feel like this is not true. I want to show the actual reality. Hey, it's Ksenia here. This video is a slightly different format and it wasn't meant to exist. Yesterday, I filmed myself in a very raw state, very emotional, very low. I had no energy, no motivation. I didn't know who I am. It's like all life was sucked out of me. And it's very hard for me to share something like this with you because I'm so vulnerable in it. I'm so real. It's not staged. But something tells me that it would be really useful for some people to see that a person who's usually talking about self therapy and being grounded and self help techniques also can experience very low states. I literally forced myself to paint. And the only reason I press record on my phone is because that would make me do it. This is not a tutorial and not a guidance, but rather something very real. And I really hope that maybe this could help you too if you feel that way. Hey, this is the most honest video I've made because this is how it actually looks like. There's no makeup, sitting in my home clothes. My wall is not shining with artwork because I hate it all and I feel very disappointed in myself. Um, Even though I say I use art to release those emotions, in the very tough times, I struggle to pick up on my art materials and I struggle to just get started and I continue feeling miserable. So let's see what I can create when I'm feeling very low and let's see if art will lift me up because at the moment it doesn't feel like it. What I'll be using is, what's that, A3 paper? My old moldy acrylics. Literally have the whole box of stuff that I rarely use. Of course, I'll need some water and brushes. I'll try to connect with that feeling, with that desperation and miserableness inside me, that absence of hope and that anger. Is hard when I'm being filmed. Why not? Definitely not feeling yellow. This is more for furniture, but why not? To mix the colors. Love black. Obviously, today. Very lucky because my sister in law used to work in Hobbycraft and she gave me so much stuff. Hi, Tiffany. Maybe some golden. Yeah, always loved turquoise, but interesting enough, recently I've been leaning towards more of a calm combinations, earthy colors, blues as well. And that's interesting. And I've noticed that the choice of colors is really affected by who you are. Do you have any splits? For example, I never loved green. It's just recently I started using green, and green is obviously about harmony, about being close to nature, close to the roots. I feel like starting with drawing myself, abstract or a real face. Think real face, kind of real but not real, but you know what I mean? Not like a square is myself, but an actual face. Let's start with that. I've created a face and I kept holding on onto feeling of like, am I creating it right? Do I need to think about any face proportions? And that blocked my self expression. But as soon as I let it go, I just wanted to play with colors, to add some crazy green, for example, and add some weird strokes. And as soon as I allow myself to follow my creative intuition, that's when I started feeling a little bit better. It's almost like you need to place yourself into this childlike state that doesn't care about the result, just that focuses on one particular little area, like 1 centimeter of your work, and really enjoys it. Like, literally, I'm gonna show you what made me feel better. There's a combination of this pink and green that felt very satisfying. Our subconscious mind is an incredible thing because now I understand why in the very beginning it shows this golden color which I still haven't used, and turned out the girl that I was drawing is holding a key. It shines with the golden light. It's almost like we already know what's going to happen. We already know what we need is there, and paints like an instrument to that knowledge. I really want to connect the glow of the key to this girl's face, and that feels very satisfying. Doesn't feel like we're separate anymore. Sometimes wiping the paint creates a new layer, new meaning, and that is also very interesting and satisfying. I was definitely able to connect to myself, to my inner child through this, to have a play, especially this place was really fun. You see, that doesn't feel like anything, but this was really fun. And the main thing for this picture for me is the glowing green light. And why I'm showing you this is because you can find your own personal satisfaction and symbols in things that feel insignificant, you see? Allowing myself to mix colors on paper without any rules, for emphasizing some parts of the face, for adding pencil on top of the drawing, things that don't, you see, they're not guided. This is the free play. Since this is a mindful drawing channel and I always give this exercise, I'm gonna write down 5 words that describe this drawing. That's my favorite thing. And I'm gonna write down a little poem from the perspective of the drawing to see what it wants to tell me today. I love serendipity, the concept that's described in different terms, but one of those descriptions is when you create something and you accidentally find something you weren't looking for, but something that's fascinating. It's just one of the concepts. 'Cause I'm reading a book and there are many definitions of it, but here's what I found. But I just realized there is a little tear Can you see? During my drawing exercise, I realized that there is something I want and I need to let go. And this is this key, which is a big metaphor for me. I feel like I want to cut that cord and I don't need this anymore. After the drawing, I took my daughter to the park and it was so magical. And I remember thinking, wow, I'm in a present moment. And what brought me to that moment is allowing my sadness to exist. After the drawing, I didn't suddenly feel, yay, I'm gonna go and conquer the world, I'm gonna be a superstar. I still felt incredibly sad, but this little art process helped me to acknowledge the sadness and fully experience it through the whole of my body without resisting it. And there is a phrase that came to me recently, last couple of months, and the phrase is sadness could be soft. Sadness could be soft. And what I mean by that is sometimes I've noticed that when I allow myself to experience this sadness through whole of my body and just go with it throughout the day, everything slows down and the day becomes so long in a good way because I'm able to return to a present moment with this sadness. And I'm not trying to make myself feel better. It's just allowing this sadness to exist. And there is something so alive, in living like that. Not trying to feel better, just be. And I feel like even our children appreciate it too, when we're much more real around them. Simple things, right, Vivian? Nothing special, nothing changed, but something changed.